I think most people are familiar with Shark Tank, which is a reality show where people pitch ideas that they have for startups or early companies, companies that are in the early stages, still where they might require an investment. So they have these entrepreneurs and venture capitalists sitting on a panel of sorts where they decide to invest or not invest money into these other companies based on their presentation, based on their chances of success. I would like to pitch to you the idea of a Dolphin tank, a friendlier version of Shark Tank. What would be the main difference? Well, to start out, it would be friends that are presenting their ideas, so I cannot be mean to them. The most I would try to provide constructive feedback in case it's not something I would personally invest in. And of course, my goal or intent would be to offer terms that are beneficial to everyone. In Shark Tank, at least by the name, it would suggest that the sharks are out to get the best possible deal for themselves. I haven't watched enough of it to know if the deals presented are actually favorable. But in my case, I would try to make sure that everyone benefits, that it's a win-win situation, basically. How did I come up with the idea? Well, there's two friends of mine who are at the point where they would like to start a business of their own. And I would very much like for them to come to Dubai, where it's a bit easier to work out projects and start new ideas or companies and meet the right people in order to do so. In fact, for the panel, I would hope that I might already know two other people that I met randomly in Dubai. One is the investor in the gym I attend, and the other is someone I met at a crypto conference. So I'm hoping to more easily source panel members and people to work with. How do I imagine this could work? My idea is basically that I would work with the potential startup founders, so in this case my friends, to have a pitch and to refine it over the course of a month, for instance, in order to be good enough to present to a whole panel. So it could be like a reality / game show kind of presentation, where we could perhaps do a trial run every week, or take the first week to basically brainstorm ideas, and then have two preludes to the main presentation. Those two would be a presentation to me personally, for instance, like a rough draft where I could, give input so that they can still adjust and refine their ideas. And by the time that we present it to the actual panel, perhaps I shouldn't be in that panel. Well, I guess we can see about that later, but I might want to invest personally. So me investing personally would also, I suppose, perhaps provide some, not incentive, but reassurance to the other panel members that I'm actually willing to put up my own money, and they might be more eager to follow suit, more inclined. How would the format work? I suppose what the contestants would have to do is create a business plan, basically create a timeline, create a goal, survey some people to see, is the target audience there? What is the addressable market? How much of a budget would they require? Initially, a little bit of a splash there. My initial thought is that I might invest between $12,000 and $36,000. I don't imagine that either Danny or Armando would need a much larger budget to have their idea lift off, basically. Armando, I imagine, will want to start a travel agency. So all he needs to get started, basically, is maybe 6 months worth of budgets to live off of. the budget to make a trial trip, the budget to get a video produced, and he could likely use an existing platform, hopefully, and customize it to sell these trips. I know that he's done one in the past that was successful. I actually joined for that one. It was in Jordan, and that concept I think could be very successful. You know, having a group of like-minded people traveling in an original way, having, you know, fun moments where it depends on having the right group of people. Like what I enjoyed was the fact that people would come up with like kind of silly ideas of, you know, making a video with two people rolling off of a sand dune, holding each other's ankles, pretending to be the ball from from Indiana Jones, and the other people running away. It just, I like those kind of stupid, silly Monty Python sketch type of things, or completely absurd situations. I think Danny, what he wants to do is focus on YouTube principally. So perhaps it's easier if they both come up with the concept that they could implement independently of each other, because I feel like the meetings that we've been having, it is possible to get everyone, you know, sort of aligned, but it might be a risk trying to combine everything into a single company. I think it might make more sense to do individual companies where everyone knows what they're responsible for, and where they have the full authority to make decisions. You know, they have the final say, they have the full responsibility also, and then they wouldn't have to slow down for any reason. It would be good, of course, to check ideas with each other and collaborate in whatever way possible, you know, help each other out. But it doesn't all have to be within the same company. I think it might create more friction, the fact that we all want to head into like slightly different directions. We all have the same overarching goals. You know, we want to spend more time with each other. We want to have financial freedom in terms of location, all of these things. But the main way of doing it, I believe, is a bit different, or the things we want to achieve on the side and how we want to go about things, like in the practical sense, is perhaps a bit too different to house it under a single company.